Hello teachers, parents, and kids. Welcome to Wonder Kids Academy, all about Mars. Mars is one of the most fascinating planets in our solar system. It is the fourth planet from the Sun, sitting right after Earth. Because of its bright, rusty red color, Mars is often called the red planet. If you look up at the night sky, you may spot a glowing reddish dot that is Mars shining from millions of kilometers away. Why is Mars red? The surface of Mars is covered in dust and rocks that contain iron. When iron reacts with oxygen, it turns reddish, just like how metal rusts here on Earth. That rusty dust covers the ground, the rocks, and even fills the air during storms, giving Mars its famous red color. Compared to Earth, Mars is much smaller. If Earth were the size of a basketball, Mars would be about the size of a softball. Even though it is smaller, it is still much larger than Earth's moon. Scientists say you could fit about 6 Mars planets inside Earth. Now, how far away is Mars? The distance changes as both Earth and Mars orbit around the Sun. At the closest point, Mars is about 55 million kilometers away. At its farthest, it is over 400 million kilometers away. On average, Mars is about 225 million kilometers from Earth. To help you imagine, if you could drive a car straight to Mars at highway speed, it would take more than 400 years to get there. That's why spaceships are the only way. Even with today's technology, traveling to Mars would take about 7 to 9 months. The surface of Mars is rocky, dusty, and full of craters. Some parts look like dry deserts here on Earth, while others look like rocky mountains. One of the most incredible features is Olympus Mons, the tallest volcano in the solar system. It stands about 22 kilometers high, nearly 3 times taller than Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth. If you stood at the bottom of Olympus Mons, you might not even see the top because it is so tall and wide. Mars is also home to Valles Marineris, a canyon system that is one of the largest in the solar system. It stretches over 4,000 kilometers long and goes as deep as 7 kilometers. Imagine a canyon so long it would stretch across the entire United States from coast to coast. That is how massive Valles Marineris is. The weather on Mars is very different from what we experience on Earth. It is extremely cold. The average temperature is about -60 degrees Celsius, which is colder than Antarctica. At night, temperatures can drop even lower. Because of this, humans cannot survive on Mars without special protection. Please take a second to like our video. This helps our algorithm so that other boys and girls can learn the fun things that you are watching also. Now back to our video. The air on Mars is very thin. It is mostly made of carbon dioxide, which humans cannot breathe. There is only a tiny bit of oxygen, not nearly enough to support life. If you stood on Mars without a spacesuit, you would not be able to breathe, and the freezing temperatures would be dangerous. Mars is also known for its dust storms. Some storms are small, but others grow so large they cover the entire planet. These storms can last for weeks or even months. Imagine an entire world wrapped in red dust, with the sun barely visible through the haze. These storms make Mars even more mysterious and challenging for exploration. What about water on Mars? Scientists believe that billions of years ago, Mars may have had rivers, lakes, and even oceans. Today, most of the water is frozen in the polar ice caps or hidden beneath the ground. From time to time, spacecraft have detected signs that liquid water might exist under layers of ice. This discovery is important because water is the key ingredient for life. If Mars had water long ago, maybe tiny forms of life once lived there. Mars also has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos. They are much smaller than our moon and look more like lumpy space rocks than round moons. Phobos is the larger of the 2 and orbits very close to Mars, so close that it rises and sets in the Martian sky several times a day. Deimos is smaller and farther away, but both moons are full of craters. Scientists think they may be captured asteroids from the asteroid belt. Exploring Mars has been a dream of humans for a long time. Because it is the closest planet that is similar to Earth, scientists have sent many missions to study it. Robots called rovers have been driving across the surface for years. Spirit and Opportunity were two famous rovers that explored Mars and sent back amazing pictures. Curiosity is another rover that has been studying rocks and soil since 2012. Perseverance, which landed in 2021, is one of the most advanced rovers ever sent. It is searching for signs of ancient life and collecting samples that may one day be brought back to Earth. Along with Perseverance came a tiny helicopter named Ingenuity. This little craft made history as the first helicopter to fly on another planet. Even though it was only meant to fly a few times, Ingenuity has completed dozens of flights, helping scientists test what flying in the thin Martian air is like. One of the most exciting questions is whether humans will one day travel to Mars. To live there, people would need special homes called habitats, spacesuits for walking outside, and greenhouses to grow food. They would also need to figure out how to make oxygen and water from the Martian environment. Space agencies like NASA and companies like SpaceX are working on plans for future missions. Scientists hope that within the next few decades, humans may finally step onto the surface of Mars. Why is Mars so interesting to us? Partly because it is similar to Earth in some ways. A day on Mars is just over 24 hours, almost the same as a day on Earth. Mars also has seasons because its axis is tilted, just like Earth's. These similarities make Mars the most Earth-like planet in our solar system, even though it is still very different and much harsher. Mars is also a planet of mystery. Did it once have life? Could it support life in the future? Exploring Mars helps scientists understand not just another planet, but also the history of our own. Studying Mars teaches us how planets change over time and helps us imagine what might be possible in the future. As you can see, Mars is much more than just a red dot in the sky. It is a world full of giant volcanoes, deep canyons, freezing deserts, powerful dust storms, frozen water, and tiny moons. It is a planet that robots have explored, helicopters have flown across, and one day, humans may call home. Mars continues to spark our imagination and inspire dreams of space travel. From its rusty dust to its icy poles, it reminds us that the universe is full of wonders waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching this Wonder Kids Academy video, and I hope you all have a happy and healthy day. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel for more fun and educational videos designed especially for preschoolers and young kids. And see you in our next video. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more interesting videos like this. Please also visit us at www.wonderkidsacademy.info and see more of what we are all about. Thanks again for watching our video.